Welcome back to The Art of Hobbiness. I'm Erin, joined by my lovely co-host, Tam.
Me!
Yay! And today we have a hobby episode for you. Tam has a new hobby. Love to hear all about it. Tam, why don't you go ahead and tell us what you've been up to?
Yeah, I have been doing a combination of thrifting and antiquing.
Oh, fun.
Which is interesting because I feel like it's kind of comical for me to call it a hobby now when I know that I've done thrifting and antiquing at multiple points in my life.
Yeah.
In fact, with you several times.
Yes.
But I guess this time, I'm in a different space in life where I'm like bracing like these things that I do now as actually hobbies.
You did it more intentionally,
yes,
maybe? Yeah.
That's a better word for it, more intentionally. So I have been trying to be more thoughtful, I guess, about sustainability. And one of my sisters has been really supportive of, she's like a huge thrifter and antiquer. So she was like, I think you should come with me. Like, let's go and do these things. I remember back when I was in my early 20s, do you remember how like the style or the aesthetic was to be kind of more like, I don't want to say like Cracker Barrel where you have like all of the things everywhere,
sure.
but it's just knickknacks were everywhere,
Yeah,
right?
lots of tchotchkes and things.
Tchotchkes is such a good word.
Yeah.
And I remember doing a lot of it then for home decor when we first got our first house. And then I remember how much I regretted having all of that as soon as I had a kid, because suddenly everything was sharp, everything was dangerous, and everything could hurt my kids or break, for that matter. And so like I did like this huge sweep of the house and got rid of like dang near everything. My house was sterile.
Yeah.
There was nothing left for anybody to touch or play with. So I think I like got away from it because I was trying to not go into that hole anymore, and so I think I kind of put it as like a naughty list kind of.
So like accumulate things.
Yes, yes. It kind of felt like a cumulative thing. Well, my sister does a really good job of being very meaningful with her thrifting and antiquing. So she kind of was like, why don't you come with me and I can kind of show you like how you kind of more like explore and look for things that actually bring value or bring joy as opposed to you just buying things because you're like, that'll look cute on a shelf.
Sure, yeah. So walk us through, what was your first experience going with her? What was the intention there?
Yeah, so, I recently started collecting Polly Pockets, and those are obviously just like my joy. I love my Polly Pockets, and my, talking about trying not to be a collector, and yet I'm like, I have so many like Polly Pockets. But they're organized in a corner, so it's not as bad. And I play with my kids, and that's why I justify this
dual
collection.
function. Yes.
But anyway, so she's like, why don't you come with me for some of the thrifting, and you can try to look for Polly's.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So it was. It initially started to be like that, and finding Polly Pockets in the wild is fun. It's it's kind of like a little treasure
Definitely.
hunt, which kind of changed my perspective of collecting and hoarding for just the sake of hoarding something as opposed to hoarding Polly Pockets.
Yeah, if it's something you love.
Something I love, something colorful, something that brings joy.
So were you successul in finding some?
Yes.
Oh, very cool.
Not as often as I would have liked. And I'll tell you, that was a really hard thing to fight. I would say that I'm somebody who likes to shop, but I get instant gratification when I do shopping, like in the traditional sense for me, where it's like, I want a black shirt. I know exactly where to go and find a black shirt. So I'm just going to go straight to that store, buy that shirt, and come home. Done. Instant satisfaction. Whereas I feel like thrifting and antiquing isn't quite the same.
No, you have to slow down, and you might not find what you want.
Yes, right? And I think in the beginning, I don't think I enjoyed it so much.
Yeah.
I think in the beginning, I was really kind of annoyed.
Sure.
Because it was, again, I wasn't getting that instant satisfaction. Wasn't finding anything, and I also my eyes go cross.
I mean, it's
so
I can totally relate to that. I think we're in a culture of instant gratification, right? And we want to just check that box off our list. I just want to
check the box, yes.
And you want to be like, okay, I found my Polly Pocket, let's go, right? Yeah. And it kind of probably does make you slow down a little bit.
Much more.
But then when you finally did find that Polly Pocket, was it like the best feeling ever?
Oh my God. It just felt so, like it was
Even
so
more.
exciting and thrilling. Yeah, because like I appreciated the hunt a little bit at that point in time, which I didn't realize at the time that was part of that process.
Right.
And I got, I was just overjoyed. I couldn't wait to go. I wanted to go again the next weekend, like searching. But then my sister kind of tossed out this idea. She found there's this really popular Instagram video right now. I don't know if you've seen it, where this girl took an old accordion sewing caddy.
Okay. I don't know what that is.
So it's like, it's like a storage box, traditionally for knitting and sewing and crocheting type stuff. And it opens up kind of accordion style.
Okay.
And it just is a great little storage container for those supplies, right? So my sister
Is it made out of plastic or wood?
Wood.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think some can be made out of plastic.
Okay.
I think the one that the chick did on the Instagram video was wood, though.
Okay.
Well, I know it was
Just
wood.
trying to get a visual here. Okay, so wood.
It's wood. All
right.
It's got some legs on it. It's very sturdy.
Okay, accordion.
It's cutesy. It's Instagram-y,
Awesome.
right?
Yeah.
So she was like, so this chick on this Instagram video, she took this accordion sewing caddy and she turned it into she called it like a cozy hobby kit.
Cute.
Where she, instead of putting all of just her knitting supplies only, she put like markers and coloring books and things that she could just have like readily available that she could just pick up and carry with her. And then she inevitably takes the sewing caddy under her bed and uses the caddy as like a table.
Oh, that's what a great idea to just have things so handy to grab.
Yes.
That's awesome. So you found one of these?
So I did. I ended up finding one at a local antique store, which was phenomenal. And that was fun, going to all these places and looking for one. Then we finally found one. And, it was in a really good condition. It needed some, love for sure. But it was really, totally workable, nothing broken. It was just really fantastic shape. So I got to find something that then I got to turn into kind of like a project.
Yeah,
I got to learn how to kind of fix it up. And the lady that was that kind of ran the antique mall that I found it at was really generously helpful from the gate. When I picked it up, she was like, okay, so when you take this home, you're going to want to get this Old English. I think it's Old English. I kept calling it Old Spice the day that she was talking to me about it. And my sister's like, we're not looking for deodorant. We're looking
for wood cleaner.
Yes, wood cleaner. God, why do I do that all the time?
So funny.
So she was like, you want some Old English and then you're just going to buff everything out and it's going to be good as new.
Nice.
And she's like, just clean it up and everything we find. And she was right. It was incredible how some wood polisher just brought this piece back to life.
I hope you took some pictures and videos of this. I can't wait to see. And you have to show me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it was... at first, when I was looking at this project, I was like, okay, sure, it's great content for the podcast, and it supports the hobby adventure, right? But, it actually kind of did something for me that I didn't expect. And that was, I know in a previous episode that I had talked about how I created kind of like a hobby space for the kids.
Yes.
Because I'm trying to promote hobbies freely for the kids where they can just go and get to it whenever they want to, as opposed to me being a blocker because I've got to set up the water table or I got to set up the paints or all those things.
Make it more readily accessible.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So they have all that. Well, what I didn't realize is I solved for them, but I didn't solve for myself.
Right.
So when I embraced this, hobby sewing caddy kit, I have this little kit now sitting next to my couch. So whenever I go to sit down at the end of the day and the kids are away and I feel myself wanting to pick up my phone and just do that doom scroll, instead I just open up the little caddy, pull out a coloring book that's literally right there for me and just start coloring.
I love that.
Yeah.
You really reduced that barrier to picking up a hobby.
Yeah, that I didn't even realize, how long we've been doing this now? Almost a year and a half.
Yeah.
And I'm still finding ways to improve that hobbiness around me.
Yep.
So I'm really excited about that piece.
That's so cool. Now I want to get one.
I think you should. It's really, it's a nifty little thing, and it's got a little handle. And and if I find that I don't want to sit by the couch, I can move it over to another spot readily, easily. I even have my iPad in this thing.
Nice.
I have a Polly Pocket in it, so I can play.
So you found your Polly Pocket, you found this caddy, and do you feel like this is something you're going to keep doing?
I think so. Yeah. Well, obviously for the poly element.
Sure.
And then I did really kind of enjoy fixing up the accordion caddy, but I'll be honest, I think I don't know that I'm a handy kind of gal when it comes to wood and furniture type pieces. So it's going to be how easy is the project to fix it up.
Yeah. Some of that stuff gets really involved.
Yeah.
It's funny. So when you proposed that this was going to be your hobby, this thrifting, antiquing thing, I was like, oh, I have that hobby.
What?
And I didn't even realize. No, like I was thinking, and I don't even think we've ever talked about this,
No.
but it was a revelation of like that example of that I didn't consider that a hobby. You know, why didn't I consider that a hobby? Because it is something that I do, actually I've done for many years.
Wow.
And I don't even know if we've ever really talked about it.
No, but that's funny because I know that you helped me when we were planning, when you and I were planning my wedding with my husband, but it was really, we were married each other. You helped me find supplies for my wedding by doing the thrifting.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And I feel like I love the thrill of the hunt. It's fun. Sometimes when me and my husband don't have the kids, we'll be like, what do you want to do? And we'll say, let's go to Ditto, the thrift store down the street. And we both love it because it's like you just don't know what you're going to find. Mostly we're looking for clothes, but sometimes look for the home stuff. And sometimes we come home with nothing. Sometimes you find something special, you know. And I love that thrill of the hunt. And speaking of like finishing things, I totally had forgotten. Like I used to do that all the time. I'd go to Goodwill. I have lamps still in our house that I had repainted and got like a new thing for, you know.
Shade.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
And I remember repainting furniture. You know, just I don't know why I stopped.
What? Yeah.
So
wait,
now,
you stopped?
Yeah, I haven't done it in a long time.
Is it because of kids?
Probably.
Yeah,
you know, because it
time.
is the time and. It's something where you do need like a dedicated space almost to do the painting and things like that.
I do think the space thing is a big factor.
I feel like you've inspired me to want to get back to that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then let's talk about. So back when you were in your prime of your hunting and thrifting, like, is there like an iconic piece that like really sticks with you that was like the coolest thing you ever found or the coolest thing you ever fixed up?
I don't remember. It's going to sound strange, but I love finding like the best deal on something and then fixing it up. Like even if it's like free or something out of the trash. I don't know why. It just feels really good to like, so I don't think I ever found anything that was like, wow, this is like amazing piece or something really valuable or anything like that. But I definitely took tables and repainted them, like sanded them down and repainted them.
Oh my God, you can sand?
Yeah.
That's where it starts being like, I don't know if I'm a sanding gal.
It does get a little, I mean, you have to like, but those are things you can do in stages, you know?
Yeah. Are you patient enough to do it in stages? I got really impatient waiting for the Old English to dry.
I've lost my patience as we've had kids. I feel like there's just less time, right? But I could see myself getting back into that.
Easily. I could feel, and you have in your house, you have a couch that I drool over. Is that something? It's like this really antique Victorian.
We got rid of it. I know. It wasn't very practical for the children, and we were worried they were going to destroy it, so we sold it.
You sold it?
I know. That was my favorite piece. It was
Did you find
it was a French provincial.
Oh my God.
I forgot about that couch, and that was a piece that we found. No, it's okay. That was something I found antiquing, and it was a beautiful French provincial love seat. It had teal cushions with gold accents. It was so gorgeous.
I can't.
So whoever got that was very lucky.
Yeah, can we get it back?
Yeah,
and free $99 would be great.
Yeah, I loved that couch. But
you found that one actually antiquing.
Yeah, we did find that antiquing.
So you guys just do this, just like this is like a date night. You get a couple hours. You guys are just gonna go do that.
Yes.
Well, that's kind of fun. So Adam likes doing it too.
He does actually. I think he likes it more for like finding clothes and things.
Yeah.
But for the same reason, he gets really into if he can find a piece of clothing that's like a really expensive piece of clothing that's only like $5. He's like, oh, look what I found, you know? Yeah, the deal.
Maybe I should start thinking
something
like
about
that.
Yeah, because you can find some really cool stuff.
Maybe I should embrace that a little bit more. Because again, you talk about the sustainability of it. Like that is really
I think that's part of it too.
Yeah.
We do feel like that's something that's huge at our house is like fixing things and reusing them, not just throwing them away and getting something new.
Yeah.
You know, we are huge at that in our house. And I think that drives it too a little bit.
Yeah. I think some of my my younger siblings are really good about being thoughtful about that kind of stuff, and I feel like I should try to embrace that a little bit more. And I think this is like that one of those steps in me trying to do that. And I think showing the girls too a little bit of it. Have you ever taken your kids with you antiquing?
Yes. Not antiquing, but we've taken them to thrift stores before.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's insane. Like.
Scary.
Yeah.
Like, you want to talk about the scariest thing you'll ever let yourself do is taking a kid into an antique store with you.
Oh, yeah.
And trying to be like, don't touch. Don't touch.
Yeah.
Don't touch that either. Oh my God, don't touch that.
Yeah, I don't know that I would do that, hononestly.
I thought it was a good idea the first time. I was trying to be inclusive and like my stress level just couldn't handle it. It was so silly.
Yeah.
Well, not one of my brighter ideas.
Sometimes we'll take them. There's the thrift store by our house. They have a little toy section.
Oh.
And they can go back there and we'll let them pick
kinda
something out, you know.
Let them play in that while you go around the stuff that, is breakable. The fine china.
Yeah, even though they're not supposed to be playing unattended. But yeah, I think thrifting is a really cool hobby for many reasons now that we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Like the thrill of the hunt, the excitement of not knowing what you're going to find.
Truly, yeah.
And like the sustainability aspect of it.
Or
saving money even on finding things secondhand.
And it could lead into a project that can, like the sewing caddy for me turned into a side project that I got to work on. And did I learn a lot from it? I learned the difference between Old Spice and Old English. Those are important things to know, folks.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
So I learned a new skill, but also kind of learned that, it probably wouldn't do anything larger than just swiping on some oil or whatever.
I can't wait to see that project.
So. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
we'll have to go. Do you ever have an interest in going garage sailing? Have you ever?
I do want to go garage sailing because honestly, I feel like that would probably be a better shot at finding Polly Pockets than the thrifting way. But I get really like social anxiety, and I also feel a little guilty if I do like a quick run through and then leave. So garage sailing makes me a little nervous.
I understand that.
Do you garage sail a lot?
No, but I understand what you're talking about. Yeah. I feel like garage sales are becoming, I don't know if they still are happening as much as they once were because of like Facebook Marketplace and things now.
Oh, yeah. I feel like I saw a lot this year.
Still,
yeah. I feel like this spring I see signs like all over around here. In fact, somebody was telling me there's a neighborhood that's a little bit more upscale around here. They're like, if you're going to go garage sailing, go to that neighborhood.
Yeah.
But so maybe I should embrace that more. I just worry that I'll offend them if I walk up and I'm like, there's no Polly's here. And then I walk away.
Oh, gosh. You got to get over that.
Yeah, I do. I think I probably should. And I also feel like I need to figure out how to, and maybe you know the answer to this, because again, I don't want to be a hoarder and I don't want to go spend money unnecessarily. So the Pollys are kind of like there's a low dollar kind of thing. Sure. I know I'm not going to get myself into too much trouble trying to find those things. The sewing caddy was a little bit more. I wasn't expecting to pay for that actually. Now when I say more, I think I paid like $100 for it, which was more than I was expecting to pay that day. But it's still like I don't want it to be where I'm just like going and just like buying things and buying things. So when you would go like thrifting and antiquing, I know you said that thrifting was typically more clothes wise. When you did the thrifting pieces or the antiquing pieces, did you have something in mind when you went to look for those? Or
I
was
don't.
it truly
I usually
let the creative juice flow?
I'm usually just going to see what's there. Like I don't usually have something in mind. I mean, occasionally I'll go if I need something like clothes for the boys or something. Maybe I'll go see what they have. But I think the way I justify it is like I will donate stuff like before or after I go. Like
that's actually okay.
Yeah, and then I feel like okay, I'm getting rid of some stuff and I'm bringing some new stuff in.
Just keeping the circle of life going. I love it.
No, that doesn't save you money, but at least it helps reduce the clutter.
Maybe that'll make me feel better about it. I'm like, just keep
or I might sell something on Facebook, like Marketplace or something to help me too, just to feel like.
I love it. So moral of the story is try some thrifting and antiquing. It's kind of fun.
Absolutely. I think it's a really fun hobby. So we're checking out.
Yes.
So, well, we would love to, I can't wait to see you share your finds on socials. So if you liked hearing about this on this episode, definitely check those out because those will be coming out this week probably. Some videos of that. And then we'd love to hear if any, or even see anybody else's antiquing finds or thrifting finds. If you want to share that on socials with us, we'd love to see it. So thanks for joining us today on The Art of Hobbiness.
Yes.
And we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to The Art of Hobbiness. Be sure to leave a review and rating. And for a little extra Erin and Tam fun, be sure to follow us on Instagram and Pinterest for behind-the-scenes footage of our journey to find hobbiness.